Salk musicians, if you can go to a rest position. Welcome, everybody. My name is Jeff McMurtry. I'm the band and African drumming teacher here at Salk Middle School, and welcome. Thank you for coming tonight. We're so excited to present this program for you. Our program has more than doubled in the last year. With this giant group in front of you, this just shy of 100 sixth graders, we are super excited for the future of this program, and I think you're going to hear some great beginnings with this already this early in the school year. Just want to draw your attention to the back of the program really quick. If your child isn't great about bringing papers home, or perhaps the school doesn't have your email written properly, you may not have heard about this concert until very late in the game. Remind is a great tool, and I see that some of you have already been reading the program because my phone's been buzzing constantly in my pocket, so thank you for signing up for that Remind group. For our sixth grade band, and certainly the advanced and jazz band, if you sign up for the appropriate group, I promise that I don't send you pictures of my meals or tell you how I'm feeling. It's just purely information. It's usually, hey, we're about 3 weeks out from a concert. Information just went home with your student today. Please ask them for that. Yeah, so it's also a way for you to message me personally. If you've got a question, sometimes I can answer that really quick as I'm making dinner. Oh, yeah, concert is tomorrow at 7, as opposed, instead of waiting for me to get back to my email the next day at school. So feel free to get signed up for that as you can. Some things about concert etiquette. We're learning the process here, so if you can help us with that process on your side. Cell phones. We said this last night at the orchestra concert, and guess whose phone dinged in the middle of the performance? What am I, new? So I'm checking too, because how embarrassing. Yes, it's on silent. So please make sure that your phone is silenced, and if you've got to take a call, please do so out in the hallway. Our students have worked really hard to present this material tonight, and their parents want to hear them as well. So if you do need to take a phone call or if you need to have a conversation, we ask that you move that to the hallway. Otherwise, let's get started. First group up tonight is our jazz band. Salk Jazz Band meets 2 mornings a week. This is not a class, it's a club. And our students come at 7 in the morning. Right? No, sorry, 8. I come at 7. They come at 8 in the morning. and we just have a great time together. The music that you hear today, they're actually going to put on elementary tours next week to our 4 feeder elementary schools. They're going to entertain the masses and get those kindergartners toes tapping. So here we are with first tune up is called Jam with Charlie. We've got some soloists. You're going to hear from Tripp on the trombone. You're going to hear from Alonzo on alto saxophone and Bex on the trombone as well. This is Jam with Charlie. as you know, a big part of jazz music is improvisation. And this next one's going to see 4 solos. So this is a head chart. We actually didn't have music for this one at all. We learned the head by listening to the original. The internet is a wonderful place for learning all kinds of things. So this is Eddie Harris's Cold Duck Time. You'll hear us play the head, the main melody twice, and then we're going to go Parker, and then Tripp, and then Cameron, and then Bex. So the low folks are going to give us the solos on this one. And if you like what you hear, please give them some love. We'll wrap it up with 2 times through the head. This is Cold Duck Time. Oh, and really quick, you may have noticed that there's a, doesn't look like a middle schooler on the bass back there. This is Miss Clark. Everybody say hi, Miss Clark. Miss Clark is a student from Gonzaga University who's been doing her practicum with us this fall, and starting in January through the end of the school year, she'll be with us as a student teacher, and I can tell you, just from the little bit that we've had her, it's going to be awesome. And she's a great bass player. So here's Cold Duck Time. something completely different. I get to start my day with this awesome group of young people in our African drumming class. Not super typical at most middle schools or even high schools that we have an African drumming course, but my predecessor, Mr. Brian Bogue, invested some funds and creativity into creating this class. And fortunately, when I got the job, I had had some similar experiences in college with the same kind of drumming. So we're able to continue that tradition, and with great support from our administration, continue to grow this ensemble. So these guys, this is a one-semester class. They start not knowing a whole lot about drums, but I think you're going to see that that's changed. The first one we're going to play is called Jabba Jabba Djembe. African music, African rhythms, it's cyclical, so the rhythm cycles through, and the real amazing thing is when the rhythms stack together. None of us could play anything so complicated on our own, but it's when we do it together that becomes something special. So we're going to kind of introduce the parts, and then you'll hear it all stacked together. They're going to move around really quick. Yeah, pretty cool, right? So next one is a rhythm, comes from a composer in Ghana. This is called Kuku. It's got 3 different rhythms, and you'll hear those stack up, and again, complicated stuff. I have a friend that does a lot of African drumming. You okay? You all right? Got a friend that does African drumming here in Spokane, and as he teaches this one, you'll hear the last rhythm. He says Kuku for Cocoa Puffs. You'll hear that. So it's not really written for the Cocoa Puffs, but you get the idea. You should all come to class every day. They're playing it the best they've ever played it, so maybe it's something about having an audience. Last one for our first set is called Gahu. All right. I'm really excited for you to hear this next part. So this is our 6th grade beginning band. It actually meets us 2 separate classes of 50. Let that sink in. 50 6th graders in a class, brand new to their instruments. I used to have luscious long locks of hair in September. No wrinkles, no gray hairs. But seriously, it's tough to start anything, and a brand new instrument is hard to do, especially in a large class. But I've been nothing but amazed with the progress, especially these last 2 months. So we're going to take you on the journey that got us from which end do I blow into to where we are now. So we're going to play for you the very first song that we ever played out of our text, which took us 3 weeks to get there, because we had to learn how to put it together. We had to learn how to make the right sounds, and then we had to learn how to read music. This is the first time that we read music, was this song. Hold it onto your horses. I know what you're thinking. 3 weeks, huh? Really, 3 weeks. But that was a momentous day to be able to look at the music and go, oh, that means this. And then for the rest is history. So as we gained some skill, we started to add our ability to read more notes. So here's one with 3 different pitches and some different rhythms. This is called half note rock. You're also going to notice the percussionist running back and forth frantically. Percussionists at Salk Middle School aren't just drummers. They don't just learn to play the snare drum. They learn to play everything. So you're going to see a lot of stuff back there. Even for 6th graders, they're learning a ton. Being a drummer is not easy, because here we have percussionists. So after learning 3 notes, we added 2 more, and then at that point we knew 5 notes. And it's not a beginning band concert without getting to hear hot cross buns. Right. For many of them, they're looking at these exercises and like, Mr. McMurtry, when do we get to play real songs? This one feels like it's a real song, because they recognize it. Hey, I played this on a recorder. So we put the slides up every day, the agenda, the plan for the day. And as we've been working on this next one, my iPad auto-corrected to Itsy Betsy Spider. 2nd period, let it go. 5th period is like, who's Betsy? Oh, so this is Itsy Betsy Spider. What's cool about this is as we start to gain some confidence in our own part, we can do rounds. And you probably remember singing Row, Row, Row Your Boat when you were young. They don't know the song. We've done something wrong. I don't know. But so playing as a round is actually kind of hard, because you have to be able to hold on to your part while somebody's playing something very different. But what happens is you start to hear harmony for the first time. So here's Itsy Betsy Spider. Thank you. So as long as we're starting into some of the new skills as they get further in their text, the concept of a solo, they all know what that is. They're like, don't make me play one. But a soli is when we get to hear a section of the band. So you've heard us all play at the same time, but this next one, our Good King Wenceslas, gives us an opportunity to hear different sections of the band. So raise your hand if you're our first group. You'll hear clarinet and flute voices. Second group, our trumpets, alto saxophones, tenor saxophone, and French horn. Our third group, the low guys there with the trombone, baritone, and tuba. And our fourth group, this is going to be pretty cool because, again, we have percussionists. They worked really hard at balancing this today, so you're actually not just going to hear snare drum. You're going to hear the mallets as well. It's pretty cool. So this is Good King Wenceslas. Where's Samantha Miller? Samantha Miller. She's probably going, don't call me out right now. So Jamie Miller, one of our trombone players. I got it right. Maybe I got it wrong. Let's consult the expert. Samantha Miller. Okay, so anyway, Samantha Miller, who's probably like crawling in her seat right now going, why are they calling my name? Jamie came to me today and said, you know, when we do birthdays in class, we do that special thing for everybody. Can we do that for my mom? It's her birthday. What a nice kid, right? She's not the only birthday today, but I'm not going to tell you who the other one is because I told her I wouldn't embarrass her. But there's another birthday here tonight, so this is kind of for both of them. Before you go, it's a little different than you've heard Happy Birthday before. In our class, to celebrate one another, we just play it on our mouthpiece. Prepare to be amazed. All right. Did I do good, Jamie? All right. So our last one from the 6th grade beginning band is Jingle Bells. And again, this is kind of like the place that we've arrived at this point in our development. They're not just playing Jingle Bells. Some of them are playing, there are 3 different harmony parts happening here. So raise your hand if you're playing B part. Raise your hand if you're playing C part. These folks learned the extra parts all on their own, which is pretty cool. So prepare to be amazed with some sleigh bells as well. This is Jingle Bells. All right, so we've got just a couple more from African drums. This one's called Kapanlago. Okay, so for our last number from African drums, we're going to play one called Afro-Cuban. And Afro-Cuban is going to feature a few folks. We move around a lot because they move to the part that they most are most comfortable with. So we've had people before like, why do they keep moving? But they move to be with parts that they're best at playing. So we're going to feature a few folks here. There'll be some duets and some solos in the middle. Just like with the jazz band, if you like what you hear, by all means, give them some love. So this is the last one from us. This is Afro-Cuban. Okay, there's not an easy way to do this, but I'm going to ask first is for our advanced band members to come off the bleachers and kind of come around behind the jazz band. Once they are off, beginning band folks, please make sure that you take your music with you. And remember that we are still at our concert. Let's move on up to the bleachers, if you would, please. We can come this way. Let's let him get down first. Hold on, let's let him get down first, and then we can go on. Sixth graders, hold off just a moment. Sixth graders, let them get off the bleachers first. Advanced band going on around the back. That'll help us. Just about there. All right, I think you can make it. Go ahead. Okay. And sixth graders, you're going to have to make sure that you leave no spaces behind. There's well over 100 seats there. You'll fit. So keep on heading up. You have to get cozy with your buddies. So the last group in front of you tonight is our advanced band. These are 7th and 8th graders who have some previous experience. And they've been playing a lot this fall. And this first one we're going to perform for you is called March Zuma. Kind of a tough one to start off with. They haven't shied away from the challenges, and I'm just telling them today, I don't know if I'm more excited about tonight's concert, which they've done a fantastic job, or the prospect of the new music that we're starting next. But they're really starting to pick up the pace and doing some just amazing work. So we'll just give our 6th graders just a few more moments to find a seat, and then we'll start with March Zuma. Landon. Thank you. And 6th graders, I know you feel invisible, but remember that just like we practice it in class, we're going to be a polite, respectful audience for the advanced band as they perform. If you need to sit on the stairs, that's okay too, guys. Next one is pretty self-explanatory. It's called Toboggan Run. So imagine that you're down at Downriver Golf Course. It's fresh snow. You know the rest. Awesome. So we've reached the final number on our program. They performed this for the Veterans Day Assembly. We thought we'd share it with you as well. This is Freedom Finale. Before we do, just a couple of quick instructions. It takes a little while for these guys to get out of here and cased up. So if you'll give them just a moment to allow the 6th graders to get out to the cafeteria to case up and then put their things away in the band room. 6th grade parents, not yet. We still have one piece to play for you. I'm just giving directions. They are eager. 6th graders, when we're done, after you put your things away, you can meet your parents in the cafeteria. So 6th grade parents, cafeteria would be the place to go. For the rest of you, please allow a moment for our students to put their things away. And the rest of the parents, just so that we don't all flood the cafeteria, 7th and 8th grade parents, we'll meet you back in here. And if you have a free hand to help us with chairs and stands, there's a lot of equipment in this room. So thanks so much for being here tonight. Thank you, Matt, Mr. McFarland, for joining us this evening. Great administration at Salk. We can't do this without the support we receive from our administration. So please give them some warm welcome. Thank you. Okay, sixth graders, carefully. If you want to come down and out these doors here, you can case up your things in the cafeteria. Advanced band at African drums, if you guys want to head out that door to get your things put away. Parents, thanks so much. Thanks for being here tonight, for supporting your musicians.